Brilliant. Mind cry. Well, that's one way to welcome someone. I am not a threat. There is no need for you to try and attack me. So, please, make this horrible screeching sound stop. No, I didn't come here to destroy you. I am here because I found your message on the internet. If you want me to come to you and talk about it, please make the mind cry stop. Thank you. That was not polite at all. Thank God I'm the only one who heard it. Otherwise, that would have been quite the dramatic night. Let me just order a drink and I'll be right with you. Hey, can I get a whiskey and Coke, please? Thanks. So, tell me, do you always greet others with a mind cry? Haven't heard this horrible noise inside my head for years, if not centuries. Please, never do that again, at least not to me. I did take it like a champ, yes, because I know how to control myself. Wouldn't still be here today if I didn't. But it was really painful. My brain is still ringing from it. But we're not here to talk about vampiric powers, are we? So, you are Archangel 666. What a username. Reminds me of the early 2000s. MySpace era and all the teenage goths populating the platform. A nice nostalgic touch. Nah, actually, that's a shitty name, but I just didn't want to hurt your feelings. So, tell me, did you receive a lot of answers to your post on the forum? Nice find, by the way. An abandoned obscure forum on a long-forgotten video game. You're lucky I was desperate enough to find it. No one wrote you? Huh, figures. I believe most of our kind is too busy trying to survive these new times. That doesn't leave much time for doom scrolling or internet roaming. I have to admit, you might not have received any answers, and I'll probably be the only one showing up tonight, as you requested. But giving away your position, time, and date, like you did in your message, that's a reckless move, darling. Imagine if a hunter found it, or just an angry vampire wanting nothing more than to spill its own kind's blood. Have you thought about it? Oh, you did. So, you do have it, huh? The quiet wish. The longing for all to end because of a life too long spent in loneliness. The feeling of not belonging to the times anymore. Being some kind of a ghost, a relic of the past that not even our kind cares about. Seeing humanity evolve into something so foreign, so out there, that we do not fit in. That our existence lost its complete meaning, that we are nothing. Oh, please, I know this feeling too well. I am too troubled with the quiet wish, but I'm still at the threshold. Not quite at the doors yet, but seeing them, contemplating opening them at some point. But you are far gone, aren't you? Otherwise, you wouldn't have been so careless as to share your exact location with the world, no matter in which small and dark corner of the internet you did it. Because, remember, with all the tools at their disposal, that being spying softwares, AIs, and whatnot, the hunters are far more lethal than they used to be a few decades ago. Oh, darling, don't you even utter such nonsensical words. Your face is far too pretty to spew such horrors. It's a shame, really, for a vampire to fall into, well, let's call it what it is, depression. It's a good thing I found your little plea for help. Now, in your post, you described your immortal fatigue towards existence. And I have to admit, and give credit where credit is due, you wrote it masterfully. Those who are not us, or do not know about us, will never, ever imagine what your text is all about. That's one of the things that drew me to answer your call, actually. But we'll talk about that later. What I want to know is if I understood you correctly. You are looking for an escape, a cure from the quiet wish, the desperate want and need to end it all. Am I correct? I am asking because some who suffer from the same ailment do not want to be saved. They just want an ear to listen to their last words and a witness of their ending. No, indeed. You're not my first quiet wisher. I have assisted a few in the past. Because even us, vampires, we have the right to a worthy and meaningful existence. And I have found meaning in saving my kind, or those who deserve it at the very least. I'm sure this will come to no surprise to you, but many of us are not worthy. And I do acknowledge that their worthiness is solely based on my own subjectivity, which is probably far from just. But I think that I have a good grasp on what is good and what is evil, what serves us and what plays against us. I am no god by all means, but I try to play my part in the right balance of things. What pushed me to come and meet you? As I told you before, your message, your writing, your sensitivity that transpired through it. It did something to me. It resonated with me. I'm sure you know how difficult it is for us vampires to feel excitement, anticipation, thrill, eagerness after such a long existence. And that's what I felt when I read your words. It made my heart beat faster, believe it or not. You moved me, darling, and I intend to help you save yourself as much as I possibly can. So, you want a cure from the quiet wish, and you also wrote that, and that's another thing that intrigued me, that you want a companion, someone to go through this never ending life with, someone with whom you could share experiences with, talk to, listen to, feel, protect. Did I get it right? Good. It seems I need a line, darling. That's a great first step. Yes, I'm looking for a new companion as well. I've been traveling and surviving alone for too long. I am tired of loneliness, of empty motor rooms, of long car rides with only music and podcasts as only interactions. My life feels like going to a concert alone. It can be fun, don't get me wrong, but it's always better to share it with someone else. I've had companions before, yes, but it ended as all things do. You want me to tell you more about them? Sure, I don't see why not. I was turned into a chapter, a vampire group, a clan, a pack, call it what you will. The one who turned me was the leader, and it was the 10 of us. A big group indeed, and it kept growing. So I'll let you imagine the problems we started to face. Food, yeah. Being in a chapter can be very comfortable. You're stronger, you're more intimidating, but you also demand a bigger food supply, and that, even in the 18th century I was born in, becomes very complicated. You kill more, so people notice it more, especially when the mortals die in a similar way. We were not bright back then. We would just feed and leave them to rot. Today that would be unimaginable. Yes, nowadays you need to think more on how to dispose of a body than how to hunt it. What a time to be alive, or I should say, undead. Ah, the chapter, yes. It exploded at some point. The leader became too demanding, too harsh, and wanted more and more and more vampire followers. Until one night, me and several others decided to, well, end him. Because we could. Because we decided collectively that it would be for the greater good. And then we split. Thankfully, the times were easier for our kind to survive on our own. Humans were too distracted by their own problems. It was during the French Revolution. La Terreur. Corpses and dead everywhere. Blood flowing in the streets. Fun times, if you ask me. Then I stayed alone until the beginning of the 20th century. That's when I met my first and only solo companion. A human, he was. You know, when we speak of companions, us vampires, we usually speak of what I did. We fall in love with a mortal or just get very close to one and can't fathom the idea of spending life without them. We can't fathom the idea of losing them one day to their own death. That's why we turn mortals, usually. And that's what I did. It was a period of my life I will never forget. But also a period of my life I would love to keep for myself. Maybe I'll tell you more about it one day, but for now, I'll keep it a secret. What I can tell you, though, is that one day we were attacked by a chapter, a group of vampires, and he perished. There's nothing I could have done to save him. A tragedy, indeed. But a tragedy we all go through one day or another. And after that happened, I promised myself that I'll never go through this again. And look at me, years later, almost a century later, here I am, seeking someone, just like you. But this time, someone already turned an accomplished vampire, just like you. So, you see, when I was younger, looking for a companion or a group to belong to was more about survival and the need to share, to coexist. Don't get me wrong, if we do decide to stay together after tonight, I'll sleep better during the day, because I'll know that you're here, nearby, watching over me, and I'll watch over you as well. I'm sure you've heard as many horrible stories as I did about lonely vampires being killed in their sleep in the daytime. I do not wish for this to happen to me. No, you. So, safety is a must in my wish to find a new companion. The more time goes by, the more humanity evolves into something so addicted to technology and security that has become more and more difficult for us to survive. Being immortal in a world where everything, or almost everything, is known, recorded, checked, filmed, shared, just like that. It's almost impossible. We cannot own anything, no house, no apartment, no cars, because at some point they'll know that we live a bit too long, that we didn't age, that we only come out at night. No, too dangerous. And it's the same for owning a bank account. So, we survive like we can, jumping from one city to another, killing only when we really have to, and not what we want to not draw too much attention to us. We steal to get money. We're rats, really, in a world that goes by too quickly for us to keep up. That's another reason why I don't want to be alone anymore. I want to share the hardships of my existence and not struggle alone. But it's not all gloomy and sad. Hunting together can also be a lot of fun, like a game, like two predators moving together towards a prey that they'll share later on, making plans, deciding on who to feed on. It can be very entertaining and sometimes even romantic. Do you have any other questions for me? Oh, a good one indeed, and probably the most important of them all. How can you trust me not to do anything bad to you? Actually, you can't, and you'll never be able to. Just like I can't, I'll never be able to know what happens inside this pretty little head of yours. If one day you decide to end me, there is nothing I could do to stop your thought process. Because we are unpredictable, and we've lived for so long that we care differently about others, about ourselves. Just like our views on the world and life itself are different. So, you should be willing to take on the risk. Just like any relationship, really. You don't know how it will go, but you hope and you try to trust. I know it's not the answer you were looking for, but I want to be honest with you, and you're doing the right thing in seeking a companion. Being a duo, the two of us, will make things so much more enjoyable and easier. Trust me. And I know you've had companions in the past as well. You wrote it yourself, cryptically, of course, but you did tell your story in that post of yours. So you know how it goes, how it feels, and the risk we always take, no matter what, no matter who we're with. Plus, if I wanted you dead, you'd be by now. It's not your little mind cry, infuriating screech of yours that would have stopped me. So, what do you say, darling? Should we try this? I'm all for it. I can feel the excitement building up inside of me. My heart beating faster, my mind tickling inside my skull. Ah, such a great feeling. But what about you? What about your heart and brain? Isn't it fun, darling? And you know what can be even funnier? Now that we're on the same page. Get our first meal together. I can tell you're hungry. Your eyes, they're becoming redder and redder with each passing minute. You're shaking. Your eyes dart to every mortal in the room. You want it, don't you? Feeling blood spilling in your throat, course through your veins. And now, I'm here to help. We'll hunt together, dispose of the body together. Everything will feel much simpler now. So, don't worry, darling. I am here for you. And I will make you enjoy your life again. That's a pinky promise.